How do you do, my fellow squishies? And I will keep yammering on until someone acknowledges that I am yammering in a way that y'all can hear. I will note that the YouTubes do seem very interested in encouraging me to set a goal. Something about super chats or something like that. And the color is like part of the... I don't even know what a super chat is. I don't know why they charge for different colors. I'm very confused. But regardless, YouTube would like me to set a goal for the number of super chats happening during this particular live stream. I still don't know what a super chat is. I don't know why colors matter or why they cost more. It goes from blue to red, which is funny, with light blue being the cheapest and red and higher being the most expensive. The scale is decidedly non-linear, but that's YouTube for you, because after all, YouTube gets like a 70% cut of basically everything I make by way of advertising or by way of y'all being generous, and then I get whatever scribbles are left remaining. So, I don't know, man. There's not a whole lot of better ways to do funding on a what would you call I do? It's not a podcast per se, because there are pretty pictures to go along with it. It's not a what are those little anime characters dancing on the screen called a VTuber? I am definitely not a VTuber. I did try to find some artistic humies who could mock up some sort of like animated cube thing to allow me to possibly penetrate that particular market, but no. Apparently trying to explain to humies that I just want a cube that can do facial expressions is too challenging. But, yeah. Super Chat is where people give you money to have their chat read. Oh. So you're telling me that I've been costing myself money by reading y'all's chat just because it entertains me? Oh. Well, wouldn't be the first time I, fornicated myself. No, we cannot UWU the cube. And for those of y'all who were not here last week, no, not last week, the week before that. Time on your planet is so confusing. We have actually accumulated all the necessary UWU points to have access to the Ferengi market or whatever the hell. I forget the species that gives out the UWU points, but still, we have them all now and we can access the thing. Unfortunately, we can only access the thing between sectors. As in when we're jumping between one collection of star systems to the next collection of star systems. I don't know what's in there yet. I haven't triggered it yet because I can't decide if it's a one-shot deal or we get to go back again. But regardless, I'm going to keep just jabbering until we get some more people online. I guess doing back-to-back live streams might have a consequence. We did, in fact, do a live stream last night. We did not play FTL. For those of y'all who tune in every Friday night, Saturday morning, whatever this boils down to you for. Whatever this boils down to you for, whatever. Regardless, yes, we did a live stream last night with a game called Utopia Must Fall. In approximately 90 minutes of stream time, we did 3 attempts and never made it past 14 days, I think. It's a fun little weird game. It mashes up, what's it called? Missile Command, Asteroids, Centipede, and a couple other, like, ancient, archaic arcade games that you humies used to enjoy, and possibly still do. It was on sale on Steam last night. I have no idea if it still is now. But even at its full price, it's all of $6 US, and it's pretty entertaining, so take that for what it's worth. Well, Simpler Thoughts would like to point out that my podcast could be considered a sermon. Ooh, that's complicated. And see how I read y'all's comments without y'all having to do super chats or whatever weird coloration nonsense that YouTube would like me to encourage. It's so weird. Like, am I supposed to keep track of, like, what color is more important and therefore read the more important chats quicker? Like, they red and higher is $100 a chat. What? And then light blue and higher is $2 a chat. I do not understand the super chat motif. Regardless, sermon has like some significant connotations and baggage associated with the terminology. I do hope that I am not necessarily encouraging a religious motif on this particular channel. Not to say that I have anything against religion, but that's something y'all need to sort out on your own, and I shouldn't be involved in that. A lecture, perhaps, might be a more better term. Yes, more better. Yeah. Hambo Neck raises an amazing point. What if my sensors are colorblind and I can't tell the difference between red and blue or red and green or all the other various color blindness on your species? That's not great. And, Zim the Despot does point out that, hold on, yes. No. Hold on. Lawrence Frazier pointed out that Super Chat is much more useful when there's much more chat going on. Not to say that y'all aren't chatty. By the great maker, y'all were terribly chatty last night. I lost track of all the conversations because I was way too busy trying to defend Neo Tokyo or Nuevo Los Angeles, or I think we did the London thing too. The game kind of just randomly generates a random futuristic city for you to defend, and I was too busy doing that. Hold on. My bank was perfectly happy with me buying $100 super chats. $20 super chats were suspicious enough that they canceled my card. What? I do not understand the financial institutions on your planet. By the great maker. All right, fine. And I mean, yes, I know the color's just there to help me spot those who are giving more, but I mean, members come through as green sometimes. I think sometimes they come out as blue too. But regardless, I would have to keep track of like the color hierarchy in my little processor, and we all know how problematic that is. And then I'd have to like manage and maintain and so forth. No. Despite YouTube's encouragements, we are not going to do super chats, whatever that costs me, and that's fine. I'm here to have fun. Y'all are here to hopefully have fun and chat, and maybe watch me having fun at the same time. So, yeah. Well, so Lawrence Frazier brings up an interesting point about it always bugs me on the Patreon system where I can't use my balance in Patreon to support another Patreon thing, whatever. I can't take my balance and simply shove some part of it at another Patreon member. I have to dump it into a terrestrial bank account and then spend that terrestrial bank account towards Patreon again to help fund some other Patreon-backed system. Because apparently shuttling the money between different Patreon accounts would violate some sort of like money laundering regulation or something, so forth and so on your planet. I don't know. There's some really interesting conversations about how your money is not really your money anymore, but that's really a conversation for a different channel, honestly. Although if you want a horrifying read, look up why technology startups are leaving one of those Scandinavian countries. Norway. Yeah. Go on the Twitters, I believe it is, and look up why technology companies are leaving Norway. And you can start to see why all of this money laundering nonsense is starting to bite countries in their little heinies. Anyways, on to the, what do we call it? The something Moorcock? Moorcock. Moving on to Moorcock. Yeah. I should really find a better way to phrase that. This is Sparta! Ooh. Hold the horses. We may need to do some editing on this. Please stand by. Something's going janky with my game right now. I need to do some upkeep. Please stand by once again. And we will see what we can do to make that a little less, you know, janky-ish. This is Cube. Good call.